Welcome everyone to our entrepreneurial conversations. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be interviewing some great people who have built phenomenal organizations and companies literally in a short period of time. Sometimes that's as few as 3 years, right the way through to about 8-10 years. So they're going to be sharing their magic, their gifts, their talents with us and their insights. And it's absolutely a privilege today that we have to kick off, say hello to the brains behind the British beauty range, Lily Lolo Mineral Cosmetics. Hi, Vikki.
Hi.
She is absolutely the visionary Vikki Khan, who first fell in love with mineral makeup whilst traveling many moons ago. Vikki loved the coverage that she was getting from the lightweight foundation, but literally, sadly, the search from the perfect brand was disappointing, to say the least. So throwing caution to the wind, like I know you, Vikki, Vikki founded Lily Lolo, and the rest, as they say, is history. Today, alongside with her husband and a wonderful inspirational team, Lily Lolo is an award-winning brand and a cosmetic minerals brand that is literally sought after in the industry, and it's amongst so many salons worldwide. It has achieved cult status by beautifying, harmonizing natural, chemical-free ingredients with the ultimate in mineral-based technology. You can find Lily Lolo in beauty stores, as I say, and salons across the globe, from Los Angeles to London and online. And you truly are a revolutionary entrepreneur, Vikki. So welcome.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here.
Yeah, it's lovely to chat to you, you know. I have the privilege of working with a lot of men and women, and you and I obviously have worked together, and you truly have built an inspirational brand. And that's why I wanted to get you on these conversations so that we could hear your insights. So let's kick off with the first topic, if you like. I believe that success leaves clues, and I know you agree with that as well. So, and it's also about the leadership that you have to lead your team, to lead yourself. So what are about 3 insights that you feel have helped your success?
First of all, the most important one, I think, is vision. So when I first started the brand, the vision was there. I mean, literally, I'm very good at visualizing things. So seeing things in my mind, feeling how I want it to feel and how I want it to look. So my first one would definitely be vision. The vision, knowing where you want to go, knowing what you want this to become. And I think that's really an important starting point for anyone who's thinking about business, or who's in business, or anyone who wants to achieve anything in life, really.
Yeah.
The next one would be self-discipline. And this is something that I was much better at, I'll be honest, in the start of the journey, because it was so much harder and I needed so much more self-discipline to get the momentum going and get the momentum moving. So that would be a second one. And probably my last one would be honesty. Honesty with yourself, being prepared to be wrong is a really important one, I think, and seek advice and help from other experts. But yeah, honesty with yourself and with other people, and being prepared to be wrong, and being prepared to change track if you need to, because we all need to do that sometimes.
Yeah, I love those 3. And most importantly, I think when you had your vision at the beginning, you said it's all about how you felt that the brand should be. I think a beauty brand is so much about feelings, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Feelings, how, you know, the makeup, the whole thing about makeup that I love is that like a great haircut, it can change how you feel about yourself. You know, a little slick of lipstick or mascara can just lift your mood, and that's the whole thing that I love about makeup, and I've always loved from being really young, that it can change how you feel, change your mindset, really.
Oh, it can, and it's I call it transformational. You know, it does. As soon as you say put your lipstick on, put a little bit, and you dress up, and you feel $1 million. So good for you setting up this brand, which I know it's truly international, global, worldwide, and it's used, you know, through TV, it's promoted through social in a big way. Celebrity makeup artists use all your brand. You know, I saw Holly Willoughby on This Morning the other day, you know, mentioning your brand, which is fantastic. You know, you really have done a great job in marketing and getting it out there. So the next thing I wanted to ask you was, obviously, I believe, this is one of my beliefs anyway, that entrepreneurs and people who build get my teeth back in, build brilliant brands, golly, as if I've had the drink this morning and I haven't. I believe they think differently. I think they also do things differently. What would be two of your values, if you like, that have kept you going over this period of time? What would you say they are for your brand?
Susie, can you hear me? You've frozen.
Yes, I've frozen there. Never mind, go for it. Go for it. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't get all the questions.
Yes, so basically, I believe entrepreneurs will think differently and do things different. So what I wanted to ask you was, what are two of your values that have helped you along the journey of growing the business?
I think from the very start, when I had the idea, I was just so enthused with the whole idea of it, and the belief was really there, the belief that I could make this work. You know, I couldn't sleep at night because there were so many ideas running through my head. So the enthusiasm and belief were really so strong, but I almost felt that I didn't have a choice. I had to do it. I had to do it because it was becoming an obsession. So I think that kind of belief and wanting to do it is really important, because it's going to be tough, especially at the start. There's going to be, you know, lots of hurdles to overcome, so that's really important. And the other thing that I think probably helps entrepreneurs a lot is growing, just being willing to grow, being willing to invest in self-improvement. And sometimes I think, for me, I need to hear the same message in lots of different ways. So it can be a journey of 10 years. I've been hearing this message for 10 years, and suddenly someone will say it in a specific way, and it's like the penny drops, and I've got it. I've got that now. But for that reason, I read lots of books. I seek out lots of things online, because I want to keep hearing that message until I've really, really got it.
I think that's lovely. I think it's absolutely true that we do need to hear the messages different ways, different people, and suddenly, as you say, you get it. But that's happened to me too. I can read one book and then hear it or see it online through a podcast or something, and I get it a different angle, different ways, because, you know, we filter all our thoughts and our feelings through our own mindset and our conditioning from the past. The timing might not be right for us to hear it, you know, we absorb something else. So yeah, I admire you. So it's professional development, isn't it? It's sort of ongoing, and something I believe in, CANI, constant and never ending improvement. You know, us raising our standards, keeping us at the peak of our game, and to keep growing our brand. That's what it's all about. Those are fabulous, and belief is very important as well. The other thing you know about me is I believe that it's very important to have what I call a circle of genius, with a peer group, if you like, with like-minded people around you that support you, like we've just said, give you some inspiration, give you some knowledge, people that can hold you to that high standard. And I know we've worked for a period of time together, and I would just wondered, what were two things that you could think of that I've helped you specifically in your phenomenal entrepreneurial journey? What would they be?
I mean, loads. I could pick 100, but two really important ones. One thing that has really become implanted in my head, because you say it so often, is look for the pattern. Look for the pattern. What's the pattern? Wonderful. So that is something that, yeah, it just runs through my head all the time now, because I've heard you say it so many times. So that's definitely one. Look for the pattern. What's the pattern? And then once you can see the pattern, things become much clearer. Either this is working or this isn't. So yeah, that was a really helpful one. And the other one, just because I'm quite quiet, as you know, and a bit of an introvert, and just making me realise that it's all right to do things in my way, my style, that I don't have to be outgoing, you know, this out there brand founder, that it's all right to be me and do it in a quiet, more kind of subtle way. So that was a massive realization for me, that actually it's all right to be out there and still be me. I don't have to put on this fake super confident, super, you know, out there brand founder face. I can just do it like me.
I think that is so true. Your authenticity of the brand, let alone you, shines through and through. You know, people need to know you're real. And you're right. If you suddenly go and put a mask on in public or at events or shows that you do, you're not being real. The brand's not being real. Because as you say, you are the representation of the brand. And you know, you gave yourself permission to be you. You know, I thank you for the feedback of that with me. But I know brands have to be authentic. I think you'd agree with me on that.
Yes.
You know, they absolutely have to be. Feelings, emotions come through pages. Like, I know you, obviously your biggest market is through Instagram, but people, and you do that brilliantly, by the way. People really feel the emotion and how it'll help people feel with the makeup and the beauty products. But the people who run the company have to be authentic. I think that's really true. And yes, follow a pattern, find out the pattern, see if it shows up again and again, get rid of the belief, you know, change it, shape it, whatever it needs to be. So thank you for that. The other thing that I truly believe, people do leave patterns. People do have success along the way. And what were two things that I'd love to take from you that you believe on the journey that you feel people, if they're growing a brand, need to master even better? Two distinctions that you feel that you've maybe looked at, that you did again and again, or two arenas that you think might help people?
I think difficult one. I think a lot of these are quite similar, but self-reflection again. Are you prepared to be wrong? Are you recognizing where you need to grow? And are you doing anything to help yourself grow in those areas? So definitely self-reflection and tenacity. You've got to be prepared to stick with it. You've got to be prepared to, if you believe in your brand, stick with it, keep going, no matter, you know, what's going on.
They were brilliant, those two. Yes, you keep digging in deep with the tenacity.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I think self-reflection's really happened at this crisis time right now across the world. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
So many people have pulled internally, whether it's in themselves or their brand, and realized, how could we do things differently? You know, I had a phone call a few weeks ago from somebody, we've never had a business online. Now, 5 weeks later, they've turned the whole business around. They said to me when I was having a call with them, gosh, there was too much noise in the office. We didn't get enough productive work done. And they are going to think about seriously remote working a lot more now, a lot more flexible and things. So you're absolutely right. I think reflection of a business from time to time along the journey, but also self-reflection is so important. Oh, Vikki, I could chat to you for ages and ages. The next thing that I always think, and you do it as well, we read books, we listen to podcasts, we're always learning and growing. Like you said, growth's important to you. If I had to pin you down and put you on the spot, what would be one book or a podcast that you feel has influenced your life massively? And obviously the listeners would like to hear, what would that book be?
It's not a business related book, but it has completely changed my life in the last 6 months, and it's called The Circadian Code by Dr. Sachin Panda. And it's all the basic things that you hear all the time, the boring stuff that you don't want to hear about: going to bed early, eating within the light hours of the day, and those kind of, all those basics of getting good sleep, getting good nutrition, and living in harmony. It's living in harmony with nature, really. And over the last 6 months, that has completely changed my lifestyle, to the point where we have different light bulbs in the house now, and all the lights go dim at 7 o'clock. And those kind of basics, I think, really matter for getting because everything is about mindset, but you can't do the mindset fully without having those basics. I don't think it has really, really changed my life.
I'll have to get that book, because it sounds great. And no, but you're absolutely right. We do need to look at that balance. We need to look at our mind health, our physical health. Sleeping, we've now realized in these years, are so important if we're not getting enough good quality sleep, you know, whereas sometimes business people are on that treadmill all the day and only getting 4 hours sleep a night. Hopeless, you know. So that sounds a great book that you've recommended. So as our conversation comes to a close now, sadly, and you know, I'm sure we'll do it again somewhere along the line, but how can people get hold of you, the brand? Where will they find you?
Okay, so we're on Instagram at Lilylolo UK. That's Lilylolo UK, and also online at lilylolo.co.uk.
That's fantastic. And thank you so much for the chat. It's been really inspirational. And I know there'll be lots of entrepreneurs, let alone entrepreneurial women, watching this and playing it back, which we've all got connections through, that you'll be adding value to them. So from my heart to your heart, thank you so much indeed, Vikki, for today.